Hi, welcome to the accompanying video for the article on easy racecourses. How do the favourites perform on easy racecourses? Easy racecourses in the UK: Huntingdon, Ludlow, Perth, Thirsk and Uttoxeter. And in Ireland, Ballinrobe, Bellistown, Cork, Dundalk, the all-weather, Fairyhouse, Killarney, Laytown, which is a beach, Limerick, Listowel, Sligo, Tipperary and Meydan in Dubai. I'm not sure if the Dubai stats have been included because Meydan was ticked, so just be cautious with that one. So we're looking at the last 10 years for the favourites, Betfair SP, and hope you benefit from the new format, which goes straight into the meat and bones and gives you the best staking plan at the top. One run in the last year. Where do we find that information? So we're over at racingpost.com, race cards. And if you've got a specific race to choose, don't forget we're dealing with the actual race courses themselves. Let me just pick a race at random and I'll work as this as our example throughout. So we're looking for one run in the last year for the favourite. So the favourite will be the shortest priced horse. We might not have that detailed just yet. It's a little early. Let's see if the odds come up. Indeed they do. So we've got a short price favourite. You click on the favourite's name at theracingpost.com. If they've had one run in the last year, then you follow the instructions. So, well, more than one run in the last year, as you can see. So that would not qualify. Were the Curragh an easy course? Don't forget. Let's see if there are actually any easy courses today. Curragh, Bath, Doncaster, Musselburgh. I don't think so. We go back to our list. Nope. So as I say, we'll just choose one race, that opening race, for showing you how to find selections. This is a more in-depth look at one run in the last year. As you can see, the profits have really started motoring since May 2016. So catch it while it's hot. It's very good for lay profits, as you can see there. 2016 onwards, pretty decent, consistent for lay profits on easy courses. Lay liability, one run in the last year, not as compelling, is it? Neither is a profit graph. So I would stick to backer's stake. Here's how to lay to a backer's stake. So when you see that, you'll know what to do. So let's just go to a race. Just at random. So you'll be laying the favourite to a £10 backer's stake. So you can see that there, backer's stake 10, or whatever your stake is. So there we go. So your liability is relative to the odds. You're looking to win a tenner. That's what lay to backer's stake means. The lay 1 to 4 staking plan is particularly impressed. So let's have a look at that one. I've given you details on the lay 1 to 4 staking plan in the past. You can see that £100 starting bank into £2,124. An excellent loss retrieval plan fitting perfectly with the selections. We're even as we speak on the 22nd of August. The last selection lost. We got back all of our previous losses. So it looks fairly good. Longest winning sequence of 17 is perfectly suited to the lay 1 to 4 staking plan. Do please Google it if you want more information on it. There's free spreadsheets available online and everything else. Well, I take the stats where they lead me, and this is the stats for backing the favourite to level stakes, drawn in stall 2 on easy courses. So naturally there'll be the all-weather and the flat. That is a good long-term profit. A little bit bumpy, but if you're going to commit to this long-term, it seems as if we're on a trajectory upwards, doesn't it? That's to level stakes, £100 to £806.58 to £10 level stakes. For the backer, drawn in stall 2 for the favourite. So it's a quick look here, favourite, and a quick look at this in brackets, drawn in stall 3. So very close to being a qualifier on that basis, drawn in stall 2. So you'll see draw number 2 there. I'm not sure if you can sort by the draw. You can look at it that way. Draw number 2 there, nowhere near being a favourite. Okay, that's the way to find those selections. Drawn in stall 2. You'll be mostly looking at the backing, at the flat racecourses, which are easy. Favourites drawn in stall 7, mostly Dundalk, I would say, and I think Thirsk. But any easy course which has a draw. Drawn in stall 7 favourites. Get back onto the laying side here. The price graph just gives you an indicator that there will be potential pitfalls, but the long-term trajectory is upwards, isn't it? So that should, I hope, give you some confidence to stay in. Longest winning sequence of 13, longest losing sequence of 6 is doable. Average odds of 4.01. Favourites drawn in stall 7. Always look at the fixed liability if you want to reduce your losses to a manageable or knowable amount, in this case a tenner. That's an okay graph, isn't it? You've got real peace of mind with this one because you know at any stage your maximum loss is a tenner. So while I'm having this break, let me show you how to back on Betfair and how to lay to a fixed liability. So we're back to Take Heart with Tony Hart and Morph, showing my age. So in this case, we're going to be backing to win a tenner. So backing to a £10 level stake. Sorry, not to win a tenner. Simple. Press the blue for the favourite. Place the number or the stake you want to play. And that's your potential reward, which is linked in to your decimal odds. Quite simply, take 1 away and change the decimal point to the right. 6.8. Take 1 away, 5.8, move the decimal point to the right, 58, and there we go, we appear there. Laying to a fixed liability. In a case like this, it would be a good idea because your liability would be 66 quid otherwise. You press the liability button here, enter your maximum liability, which is your maximum amount you want to lose. Press the OK button, and you'll see that it's locked in. That's the maximum amount you will lose, locked in there for you. It gives you a little bit of peace of mind, but naturally reduces the profit compared to laying to a backer stake quite considerably because you're reducing the risk considerably. Looking at lay 1 to 4 from last time, again, very decent indeed. But realistically, let's have a look at the maximum loss point, which is the series deficit on the right. Is it going to get to a squeamishly large amount relative to the betting bank? It looks as if we get break even very quickly, but we had one high here of £197, and again break even, got straight back. So this does look promising for those of you who want to speculate with greater risk. As you can see, we're making a £242 accumulated loss, so it's not written off. The whole purpose of the stake amount. This is where it gets squeamishly big. Would you still be entertaining this staking plan at these stages? Realistically, I know with the value of hindsight, your answer is a compelling yes, because we eventually get back to 0. So that's the negative with the lay 1 to 4 staking plan. Series deficits can get eye-wateringly high, and without the value of hindsight, knowing that we got out of this one in later on, are you psychologically prepared to take a £700 accumulated loss? That's the negative there. Well, the Commodore sang it, easy like Charlie Longston, the trainer. Look at the backing profit for Charlie Longston's horses on easy courses. A slight dip recently corresponds with the maximum longest losing sequence of 8. We're getting there nearly. You can see a lot of Charlie Longston's horses will be over the jumps on easy courses. We've had a been a tad unlucky. The second place there, second place there, second place there, and a pulled up in 2024. Just the one selection so far, 2024. Going through a slight negative period, which is why you're getting that slight dip there. But you'll see a previous longest losing sequence of 7 resume. So we might be facing another upward trajectory there. Backing Charlie Longsdon to level stakes. I don't tend to look at any other staking plans. Maybe target profit per race. That's doubled the betting bank. In this particular case, you're looking to win a specific amount. In this case, a target of £5, as you can see there. And that target is linked in to the size of the betting bank. The betting bank rises, the target rises. But that's doubled the bank. Level stakes, I think, will be adequate for Charlie Longsdon. And over to the racingpost.com, going under the jockey here. You can do it in 2 ways. Control and F, L-O-N-G, longs, no runners in this particular race. Or look under T. You're just looking at the favourite, aren't you? So sort by the odds. Trainer Richard Fye. No, that's not Charlie Longsdon. Well, it's no wonder the winning most jockey is an Irishman. I'm suggest he's an Irishman, Ronan Whelan, because we've got so many Irish easy courses, don't we? It's a good profit, and most importantly, it's never been bankrupt. It's never gone below the initial £100, which augurs well for Ronan Whelan. I think he plies his trade mostly in Dundalk, I would suggest, on the all-weather. But he's certainly a jockey to follow when he's riding a favourite on the all-weather. He had a slight blip there, but then a sudden surge. And we're just ever so slightly moving in an upward trajectory with Ronan. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 major high highs here, suggesting Ronan Whelan might be a man until he retires. Longest winning sequence of 5, longest losing sequence of 13, 34% strike rate with an average odds of 4.02, so that assures the profit there. Longest losing sequence of 13 gives you something to think about for the size of your betting bank. His most recent winner is at odds of 6.4, the very last run. As you can see, he's had a cluster of wins there which keep the betting bank ticking over nicely. So hopefully Ronan Whelan is one to follow in, I would assume, Ireland, but anywhere where he's riding on an easy course. So where it was T for Charlie Longsdon, it's J for the jockeys, and Ronan Whelan, you'll see Ronan Whelan running today, or riding today. Ronan Whelan on Summer G Hand. So if Ronan Whelan was on the favourite here, under the J for jockey, you'd have a green light to back that favourite. Looks like he's one to follow, Ronan Whelan, on easy racecourses. This is the performance for favourites running on easy courses over 22 furlongs. Now, got to do a bit of Carol Vorderman maths here. 22 divided by 8, that's nearly 3. I would put that at 2 miles, 8 furlongs to a mile, 2 miles and 6 furlongs, if I'm not mistaken. 2 miles and 6 furlong races, obviously going to be over the jumps. That's why we've got so many unseated riders pulled up, etc. But it is one for the backers, although only 453 selections over 10 years suggests about 45 a season or a year. And we're on a bit of a losing run at the moment of 7. But again, knocking on that door, it does suggest that the stats are along the right lines here for favourites. Second, 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 second in 2024. Oh, it's so unlucky. Decent odds as well, 5.96, 5.47. Working man's odds, 6.76. And they're finishing second. I don't know if you want to look at an each way alternative there. I don't have the each way profits available to you. I don't know how this one will calculate each way because it doesn't know the number of runners. So I'm not sure about this. Each way says this is to a £1 stake each way, apparently. So yeah, unseated riders, 6. It's probably going to assume that any third places will be places, because it might be a third place in a 4-horse race. That's the problem. So this might give you an avenue for the each way element. As you can see, you're cutting down your losses. We've had that recent run of 7 losses. Finishing second, you get at least getting a return or a break even. which is the benefit of each way. So I'm not sure how accurate this is, because I don't know that the software can tell how many runners there were in the race. Okay, it could be second in a 3-runner race, and therefore not an each way play, or in a 4-runner race. Each way combined, I don't know what that is either, but that might give you an idea to go each way perhaps if you are getting a bit frustrated with all of these second places. 2 miles and 6 furlongs, back favourites on easy courses. The race distance is going to be up here, and it's going to be the jumps courses only that you're going to be looking at. So when you're looking at this particular angle, go to today. You're scrolling down and you're looking at jumps, not flat. Okay, it looks like it's a flat day today. Flat, 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 flat. So there's no jumps today. If it was jumps, then you could check this one out on the favourite. 2 miles 6 furlong, backable. And onto a race course. Of course, it's more likely to be Ireland, and indeed we're looking at Fairy House here, one of the easy race courses, and we'll be laying the favourites here. Particularly impressed, I wanted to show you this, particularly with this skyrocketing profit since, let's have a look, since July 2021. This is one of those I call get them while they're hot. If you add minus 170 onto 608, we're talking 778 to £10 lay stakes. Pretty decent return. So get them while they're hot. I don't know why they're suddenly all losing on at Fairy House, these favourites on the easy course there. But, follow it. You could always look at the lay liability as well. And again, it's a similarly impressive profit. But if you look at all the noise here, that might put you off. It's not one of those kind of profit graphs, is it, that we know and love well. So Fairy House, possibility to lay to level stakes, particularly as it's rocketing since July 2021. By level stakes, I mean, of course, £10 backer stakes, or whatever the amount you want to lay at. This is 16 runner races on easy race courses, and as you can see, it's one of the most impressive lay profits so far. £100 starting bank for illustrative purposes, laying to a £10 backer stake minus commission, you'll win £9.50. Has turned £100 into 1,271. 77.5% strike rate, longest winning sequence of 21. Again, has you thinking. Let's have a look at the lay 1 to 4. Wow. £100 into £3,193.50. Of course, your risk increases. That's why your rewards are increasing. And as you can see, we're on a recent sideways trajectory, which means we've had a recent setback or two. A large number of losses which haven't been retrieved in quite a while. So 746. We're talking, it looks great, 3173, but psychologically, are you willing to go through, take a 549 loss, for example, on the way to getting back to zero and a profit? 651 loss, moving up to 703. So practically speaking, the lay 1 to 4 staking plan, although bringing you back all of your profit eventually, is one for the strong of character. But that said, you look at that loss relative to the cumulative profit of 2,800. It's still relatively high, but it's going to be one back. It's not the whole loss. It's just losing in increments. You're going to be winning some as well. So you'll be taking some money back into the bank, as you can see here. When you go on a very long run, it can diminish considerably. Don't forget that longest winning sequence of 21 will quite simply clean out any recent losses. So that's an option. Lay liability is an option as well. If you want to limit your risk, laying favourites in 16 runner races on easy race courses. Bit of a sideways trajectory at the moment, a bit like Bitcoin, but could be set to go back up. Very decent for a £10 risk, isn't it? That's for you risk averse types when you're laying, because if you're laying to level stakes, you're at the behest of the price 6.6, you're going to lose 56 if it wins, for example. Finding the runners couldn't be any easier. It's all indicated there. Now, when they say 16 runners, I don't know if that means 18 runners with 2 non-runners. I'm afraid I can't help you there. It just says 16 runners. So I would assume 16 runners at the off. From 16 runners to 6 runners, which are fields more normally associated, aren't they, with the jumps. And as you can see, another lay profit on easy courses for the favourites in 6-runner races. You're likely to get low odds, aren't you? Because they've only got 5 runners to beat. 2.72 average is pretty good. Keeps your liability low if you want to lay to a back at stake, which is recommended if you can look at this profit graph. And again, we're seeing a real surge recently. That's one to follow, isn't it? Had a bit of a sideways run. I don't know if any of this is to do with the COVID 2020. Might be the case. But it does look good over the long term. Those are risk-averse types who want to limit your liability to a tenner or whatever amount you want to choose. You're still making a profit, but it's only 3 times the bank compared to 8 times here. Lay 1 to 4 while we're in the mood. Again, no real worry times, and you're at a break-even point now. And look at the return. This is over 10 years, by the way, and to only £10 stakes. It is high risk because once you get to the top echelon, laying to £40 stakes, if you don't hit that those losers with enough frequency, you could be in trouble. But a nice profit in all accounts. Laying favourites in 6-runner races on the easy race courses. These are specific races on the easy courses. 4-year-old plus 115. Back the favourite in these races again. I like that graph, don't you? Possible potential sideways recently, but sideways doesn't mean you're losing. It just means you're ticking over until it starts going again. Really huge run up here. Backing 4-year-old favourites and 4-year-old plus 115 races. That's to level stakes. Longest losing sequence of 13 there. You're going to see the full details. 4-year-old plus 115 in brackets here. So I'm not sure if we can find you a race along those lines today. We've got a lot of flats, so we potentially could. Let's have a look at the Curragh. See if we can show you an approximation of that. So this is just 3-year-old plus. So where you see that, you'd be seeing 4YO, 4-year-old with a plus sign, and then the number 115, which indicates the ratings of the horses. We're not seeing any here. So we might have a quick look on an English course. This is more like it. So what we're looking for in this instance would be 4YO plus. Instead of 0 to 60, it would be 115. Okay? And then you'd be backing the favourite of the last 10 years. Is anything to go by? See, these are the race types in brackets there. So 4-year-old, 4YO plus 115. Back the favourite to level stakes. Official going, good to firm. Now, I don't know the difference between official going and actual going. It's a difficult one. So, what is the difference between official going and actual going at the racecourse? Official. Publish an official racecourse going. So that will be, I think, what appears at the Racing Post. And I think it's important that we look into this because look at this. This is backing again to level stakes. 100 into £1,017.99. 35% strike rate, 3.66 average odds. Longest losing sequence of 16, though, is something you have to bear in mind. But it's ticking along nicely. Official going, good to firm. Official going. So you'll get the going here. Good to firm in places. So this is the official going, I would suspect, the going they have to come up with the night before. It might contrast with the actual going, but we're dealing with the official going. So anywhere that you see good to firm on an easy course, you'll be looking to back the favourites when it's good to firm. So you probably have a lot of races. You have to go through the card because you're dealing with the good to firm going on an easy course. So anytime you see good to firm on one of the easy race courses, the official going, back, look at that, £1,018 outstanding. But a long losing sequence of 16. It's particularly been compelling since October 2016. So we can magically go down to October 2016. And you can see £145 bank then turned into 1,017 now. So it's in a good run. Well worth following. Backing favourites when the official going is good to firm. By official, I would take it to mean the going that's been provided to the Racing Post. Okay, good to firm. Now you know where to find the going. Look out for heavy going, particularly if you're a layer. This is laying to £10 backer stakes, as you can see recently. It's real solid upward trajectory. Just a £10 backer stake. Always check the liability, because those of you who like to reduce your risk but still have a profit, nope, you're not touching. Sorry, lay liability, it's actual loss. So you'd have to go to lay to the backer stake. That's when the official going is heavy. So when the official going is good to firm for these easy courses, you back the favourites. When the official going is heavy, you lay the favourites. And that would, I suggest, be in all races. It seems to be. All sorts of weird and wonderful stats. Headgear last time out, hood and tongue tie. If your favourite on an easy course was wearing a hood and a tongue tie last time out, back them. Only 152 selections, so probably not going to get any or many. That's an average of 15 a year. But stick your backer's hat on. Slight loss at the moment. I don't know the rhyme or reason why it's a backer's profit. I'm getting a slight loss at the moment. Again, a couple of places. This might open the door up to each way. This is, don't forget, this is just to £1 each way. So not too shabby, but that's over 10 years and only 152 selections. So this might not be worth following, but thought I'd pass it on. Weird and wonderful stats. This is the absolute standout. Backing favourites on easy courses when they last time out, 14 days since last run. It's a very exacting stat. So let's take a look at one of the recent selections. See if we can unpack that. Right, so this Harvey's Key was a qualifier recently in Killarney. Click on the horse's name and let's see if we can see exactly 14 days since last run, last time out. How does that translate here? So it would be the gap between the second to last race and the last race, because you're looking at today's race there. Okay, so he qualifies if this is 14 days. So 24th of July, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st is 7 days. And then you go to the 7th of August, which is another 7 days. So here's what you do. This race hasn't been run yet, so you wouldn't be seeing that here. Okay. So you'd be going to the Racing Post, race card, click on the horse's name, and that brings up all of the last time out details. You're going to the second to last race date. If there's a gap of 14 days exactly between the second to last and the last race ran, because don't forget this hasn't been run yet because we're investigating, then you will back, and it looks absolutely compelling. 851 selections an average of 85 a year will keep you interested. Bit of a losing run at the moment, as is normally the case, isn't it, when we get stuck in? Current losing sequence of 12 is nearly catching up with the longest losing sequence of 13. So I think this one lives on its big odds wins. £46 and 8p there. And the frequency, 33% strike rate. So you're expecting a 1 in 3 winning ratio there. This is the best backers profit so far. Look at the price graph as well. Wonderful stuff. How do you reduce risk? Well, I don't know if you can. If you're only backing to £10 stakes, you know where you are. But just bear in mind, you're going to have to address the longest losing sequence and the current losing sequence of 12. So if you're not willing to go through these losing sequences, bearing in mind that the long-term projection looks extremely compelling, then off we go. So just to reiterate, so this is a race. I'm having to go to the past race, of course, to note the horse's name. So pretend this is the race card. Click on the horse's name to get the background information. This race hasn't been run yet. Okay, so let's pretend it's the date, the morning of the 22nd of August. This is a potential qualifier. It's on an easy race course. He's the favourite. Has he last run 14 days ago? You go to his second last race, 24th of July. You go to his last race, 7th of August. But the difference is exactly 14 days back. That's all I have to say there. Well, it seems that headgear can have a marginal effect. We do have a left to right profit graph. £100 into 449, backing to level stakes. I will forward these backing ones to you because it's very rare we get them. So many of them in these form book articles. Headgear H1, which means wearing a hood for the first time. So you'll find the information here at the Racing Post. Anything with an H1, any favourite with an H1. This is T for tongue tie, B for blinkers, V for visor. So if you see an H1 on a favourite, none today, as you can tell there. It means they're wearing a hood for the first time. So H1 there. Now this is a very good lay performance here. Look at the price graph. Rocketing up recently. No real worries. Bank has never gone below its original starting point. We are laying the favourite on easy races with a handicap limit last time out of 70. You now know where to find last time out information. You click on the horse's name. Handicap limit last time out of 70. So obviously we'll have had to play in a handicap. You'll have to click on the name, click on the time to get up the details of the race last time out. Handicap limit last time out of 70. So this was a handicap. Class 2 for 3-year-old plus. This is where you'll find all the information there. If it's last time out, if that says 70, then you will be laying the favourite, and it looks a very strong one to follow. So you're looking at the last time out race, LTO, last time out. Let's have a look at this one, just to see whether we've got a handicap of 70. No, it's still 3-year-old plus. So if you see 70 in brackets, have a go. So there you have it. You now know how to place your bets, fixed liability, lay to or back estate, back to level stakes. You also know that these easy race courses can provide you with some good backers profits. Favourites who last won 14 days ago, last time out. Handicap limit of 70 last time out again. I don't know why the last time out is a good pointer to this time, but it does work, doesn't it? Official going good to firm as well. Get your backer's hat on. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a bit long, but I do need to go through how you need to find selections. Otherwise, you'll be left floundering. Have a great day, and I hope you enjoy punting on easy courses.